This week, America is divided over Starbucks. Well, not so much Starbucks, but what's happening inside Starbucks stores. Protests started after two black men were taken out of Starbucks in Philadelphia in handcuffs. Apparently, they were waiting on a friend but hadn't purchased anything. When they were asked to leave by a store manager, they refused, so she called 911.
Hey, I have two gentlemen at my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave. I'm at the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce.
All right, please, I'll be on as soon as possible.
Thank you.
The backlash over this began almost immediately, and the CEO of Starbucks, Kevin Johnson, responded quickly, issuing this apology.
What happened and the way that incident escalated and the outcome was nothing but reprehensible. And I'm sorry.
But sensing the growing anger, Starbucks responded even further, saying it would close all 8,000 of its stores nationwide for one day to teach workers about racial bias. Look, I have no problem with Starbucks or any other coffee shop or restaurant for that matter requiring that you have to buy something if you want to use their tables as a meeting space. Is that really controversial? After all, they're trying to run a business. But the problem comes when those policies aren't applied evenly, and there happens to be a perfect example. This week, a black man named Brandon Ward says he asked to use the bathroom inside a Starbucks near Los Angeles. A worker told him, "You got to buy something first." Okay, fine. But then he saw a white guy do the exact same thing he'd been trying to do with a much different outcome.
He goes straight to the cashier. "Hey, I need the code." They grant him the code. Before you made a purchase, they let you use the restroom, right?
I just typed in, I asked for the code.
You asked for the code and they just gave it to you, right? Before you made a purchase?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, come on, let's go. So this is Weston, and Weston hadn't made a purchase yet, you guys.
So it's one thing to be upset about that, or to be upset with the Starbucks in Philadelphia over how things were handled there, or even at police in Philly for arresting those two men and holding them for 9 hours. But should we be upset with Starbucks? Some are calling for a boycott as if the company trains its workers to discriminate. We're talking about Starbucks here. The same company that just announced it reached pay equity in the United States among employees of all races and genders. The company that partnered with the Seattle Police Department to make sure every single one of its Seattle locations was a safe place for the LGBTQ community. The company that announced an effort to hire 10,000 refugees. I'm not saying the company is perfect or that what happened isn't a big deal, but is it really fair to paint Starbucks as racist and call for boycotts over the actions of two workers? After all, Starbucks employs more than 250,000 people worldwide. But yes, the controversy surrounding the company this week serves as yet another reminder that we have a long way to go in this country, especially when something as simple as sitting down at a table can create such a divide. And I guess Starbucks now has more motivation than ever to be part of the solution.